What's up guys, Frank Dim here bringing you a video, and today is a really exciting video right now. The World War II trailer has just dropped, multiplayer trailer has just dropped, so this is a breakdown of that trailer, my thoughts, little things you may not have noticed in there, and yeah, let's get to it. Right, so let's start with the overbearing things about the trailer. First of all, the game looks very pretty. It does say at the beginning it's all gameplay footage. I find it hard to believe. Obviously, the video is going to be color corrected as well, so the colors are going to pop a bit more. The fires and the explosions, stuff like that, are really going to pop out the screen. In the real game, it's not going to look like that. Sorry to burst your bubble, but it's definitely a color corrected video. But other than that, they probably used some sort of camera inside the game, sort of like theater mode, to make this video or the trailer, and it does look very good. There's a lot of nice detail to the maps and the guns and everything like that, like you'd expect from such a big series, and from the power of the modern consoles and everything like that, you'd expect great pretty things from this. Also, throughout the trailer there's a lot of running forward, so whether that's just a flow of the trailer thing or something else, it could be to do with a gameplay style of a game type they're trying to push forward, where they're trying to push in and take over the land, which is sort of like what the World Wars were. It's opposition's trying to take the land and make sure it's their own. So that would tie in with the World War theme, and it would also be a very different curve and different gameplay style, a slightly different gameplay style for Call of Duty, which is quite exciting. It could be nice and fresh as long as they keep it fast paced and exciting. Then I'm okay with that. And there is a little audio snippet that you may not realize towards the second third of the trailer, where it says we need to push through enemy territory, and that again would lead to a gameplay style or a game type where you're trying to push through and take over the map essentially, and push to the other side of the map. So that theory could be correct, where you have that game type. Obviously I doubt it's going to just be it won't just be that kind of gameplay style. There'll be other game types. Obviously, Call of Duty also always has these different things, and it's always going to have things like search and destroy, domination, and everything like that still in it. But that new gameplay style and game type could be a really great addition to the game. So let's start with the more obvious things then. So at the beginning, probably the most flamboyant, most obvious thing is the Flamethrower. Now, the Flamethrower was originally also in World at War, which I'll probably mention a couple more times during this video, just because it's comparable to this game itself. But yeah, the Flamethrower is back now. Whether it'll be a red gun or a kill streak, or I was playing on the idea of specialists in my head. Again, like you had the Firebreak Flamethrower in Black Ops 3, it could be similar to that. Where it's a specialist thing, we have to earn it. I think it would be cool if they had specialists in this game. If they come up with enough ideas and bring it all together, then specialists could be really fun in a World War setting. So I'm quite looking forward to the potential of that, and I hope that is a thing. Really, I don't think the Flamethrower is going to be that pinnacle in the gameplay of the game. It's obviously a nice little fun thing to have in there for pissing around or dicking around, but I doubt many people will actually use it too often. I mean, in tight spaces, in bunkers or whatever, it could be sweet, which is basically what the Flamethrower is for in Black Ops 3, just clearing out small rooms like on hard points and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see it in there. Another thing to note on the Flamethrower clips is that it's trench warfare. There's trenches involved. Now, I can't remember if there was trenches in World at War maps. I generally cannot remember, but there was in the single player for definite. Now, whether this is again a gameplay style with the trenches, or whether it's just a feature of a map where you have trenches, which is more likely what it is. It's just a feature. But again, it points to obviously the World War kind of theme, and interesting if they actually use that to dictate a game type or whatever. It could be interesting to see that. Also in the trenches, there's the the bayonet comeback. Guy with the bayonet looks quite funny. Nice little clip of a guy stabbing someone with a bayonet. Again from World at War, you have them in World at War, and it'll probably be like a commando type thing from Modern Warfare 2 where you could knife from further away. Hopefully not that long, because you can knife from like 10 meters away on Modern Warfare 2. It was ridiculous. I don't know if you remember, but yeah, that was pretty annoying. But yeah, the bayonet's back. So a couple of things with the guns. First of all, the M1 Garand's back. That ting, that little reload noise is quite significant in my mind. It's quite quite a recognisable little sound, for definite in Call of Duty. It sort of rings in your ears, and it's been around in quite a few games now actually. I wouldn't be able to tell you the exact ones, but it has been. So that's definitely back. There'll obviously be another couple of guns that will be back from previous titles for definite, probably the MP40 and the Thompson. There's also a nice little clip with a sniper rifle in. Now, as you may know if you watch this channel, sniping is my thing. I love sniping. Sniping is awesome, and it's great to see that in there. It looks like a Springfield to me, from the little gun knowledge that I have. But it's awesome to see a sniper in the trailer. Another little thing to note is there's this little tiny clip where the guy twists the end of his barrel on his gun. Now this is quite interesting, because I can't really tell you what that is, and maybe a bit of research or whatever into guns will tell me what he's actually doing. But could it be a switch between AR and SMG like on Infinite Warfare? I don't know, but it's a bit a conspiracy theory, and theoretical, but it's obviously something. But we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Now the next hugely obvious thing is the parachutes. Now the parachutes to me represent something like spawning in. It's obviously a brand new thing to Call of Duty, and whether it's actually in the gameplay, I can't see why they would put it in there if it's not actually in the gameplay some way or some form. If it's respawning, I think that's a little bit ridiculous, because being Call of Duty, there's such thing as spawn trapping, and spawn trapping with people parachuting in and being like sitting ducks is a bit ridiculous, and that could get out of hand. So I'm sure they're smart enough not to make that happen. But I think it'd be awesome if it was like a parachute in at the start of the game, rather than everyone just like huddled in a corner waiting for the game to start. I think it'd be awesome if everyone just parachuted in. So it's the big one, the one that worries me, the one that I'm also sort of excited for, with the way they've portrayed it and the way I think that they're leaning towards, which is the vehicles. I'm worried about the vehicles. There's 2 or 3 different vehicle styles in the trailer. One of them worries me more than the other ones, and the first one is the bomber. Not the bomber, the fighter pilot, the fighter plane, where they're dive bombing the ship and shooting. Now ideally, I really hope this is not a thing on the map that you can get in and fly about. Ideally it's a kill streak, and looking at the way the ship's set out and the map, it doesn't look like you'll be able to fly it off there. So I think it will be a kill streak, rather than an actual sort of thing you can get in. And it also could be a really balanced kill streak, not too overpowered, because if you're actually flying the plane and controlling where you go, I think that would be a lot of fun, first of all, and it will also be a lot more tricky than just sort of having to aim like a freaking chopper gunner from Modern Warfare 2, which is just ridiculous. And this is a lot more hands-on and difficult to use, and makes you work for those kills rather than just raining down hell on people. And you're obviously raining down hell, but you've got to be more skillful about it, and everything like that. The second vehicle snippet is a bomber, where a bomb drops out of the cargo shell, and it sort of, you follow it to the ground. Now this is to me pretty obvious that it's the equivalent of a Predator missile or a Hellstorm missile, if you're not familiar with Modern Warfare 2. and it looks like a lot of fun. It looks very pretty. It looks more technical than using like a Hailstorm missile, because it's a lot. I feel like it's a lot harder to see where you're putting it, comparative to a Predator missile, where it's just a computer screen where you can highlight people on the map. But it's a great animation of it falling out the bottom and flying towards the ground, and it looks to be another kill streak, which is fine by me, as long as it's balanced, which it looks like it's going to be, because the Hailstorm missile and Predator missile has been pretty balanced for a while. Modern Warfare 2 is a bit ridiculous again, but we've moved on a lot further than that, so I'm sure it's a lot of fun to use, but also balanced. Now the third vehicle thing is an on-ground thing. This time it's a tank. Now this worries me the most, because it's more of a likely thing to be on the map, and usable. And yes, there is a clip where you're in the turret, and the machine gun turret on top of the tank, which wouldn't bother me that much, because it won't be too hard to take that person out if they're on the turret. I just really hope it isn't a normal thing, and it's actually kind of a game type. I don't know if you remember on Black Ops 3, there was this game type where you had to lead the robot from point A to point B. Once you got it to point B, you won the round. To me, that's what this clip signifies, and it even says in the audio, go with the tank and lead it. Basically, that was an awful quote. That's not the actual quote, but they say about protecting the tank and moving it forward, which to me sounds like another game type thing where you're trying to push forward and push through with the tank, similar to that robot game type in Black Ops 3, which is fine by me, but as long as you can't drive it or anything like that in normal gameplay. Another couple of things to note. First of all, it looks like there's some sort of breaching method in the game, and there's a little clip where people breach through a wall. I'm not sure if breaching has been in Call of Duty for a while now, but I can't remember it ever being in multiplayer. It potentially has been, but I don't remember doing it or taking part in it. But it's definitely looks like it's some sort of part of it now. There's also a guy setting a bomb timer. Potentially could be the actually that's just occurred to me that could be the S&D bomb, and judging by the way it looks, where he's planting it, looks like it could be the search and destroy bomb. So there might not be a breach thing, but there's definitely a breach clip in there, which again, the breaching thing again leads me to think about moving forward, trying to gain ground and take over the enemy team in terms of the map. But again, that could be the breaching thing could be a variety of things, like taking over a hard point or something like that. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what that kind of leads to, and whether it actually seeps into the Call of Duty scene in terms of the pro and competitive scene. And yeah, another point is there is a mortar being fired into the air on a really short clip of a mortar flying into the air. Well, there's several references to mortars, but there's one really obvious one, and there's also a guy running around with mortars on his back. Well, I think a mortar's on his back anyway. It's probably wrong, but they're massive fuck-off shells. Meaning, again, this could be a kill streak. I hope it's a kill streak, or it could be something on the map. Hopefully, it's not something on the map again, because it's just going to slow the gameplay. Not as many people running around, dicking around on the mortar and not really playing the game properly. It just doesn't help anyone if they're just dicking around doing that. So yeah, I do hope it's just a kill streak, some sort of kill streak, and nothing more than that. And finally, the piece de resistance, the dual akimbo pistols at the end. Sort of, I'm not sure whether it's just an epic clip to make it epic and with a big explosion behind, just to close it out, or whether people are more nostalgic about akimbo pistols. I'm not really nostalgic about it, but it's a cool, nice little shot to finish on, I guess. So akimbo looks like it's gonna make its way back into Call of Duty still. Was there in Infinite Warfare? I have no idea, but it's definitely in this next game, it looks like. So some nitty gritty stuff you may not have noticed. First of all, there's obviously a guy down towards the start of the trailer, and he's not quite dead. He hasn't got a gun up, so it's not last stand. And they stated this is gameplay footage. So is there some sort of medic, some sort of medic system in this game? Dear God, I hope not. Or whether it's just a cinematic thing of this guy sort of writhing in pain on the floor. It's probably just a cinematic thing, but they said it's real gameplay footage, so they're liars if it's not. So, but my theory is that it is just cinematic. But again, we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, this has been your friendly neighbour Demon. Little breakdown of this trailer. I'm actually quite excited after this trailer. It's sort of laid to bed my worries about the game. It looks a lot prettier than I imagined it being. A lot more brighter than I imagined, which I don't really like the sort of dark, dank world at war kind of look. It is more sort of Call of Duty as a whole, the way it looks, which is awesome. The gameplay looks a lot of fun. It looks like some new ideas brought in, and hopefully they've done the vehicles right, like I said. But tell me what you think. I'd love to hear what you think about my theories, about anything I didn't notice. Let me know. I'd love to know anything else about the trailer. So yeah, comment below, subscribe for more. There's going to be more World War II stuff coming. When the game comes out, we've got like 5-6 months till it comes out, or less than that actually, 4 or 5 months. So yeah, let's look forward to it, and subscribe for more Modern Warfare Remastered videos, and yeah, we'll see you soon.